Hi everybody, Jane here, and I am going to be reviewing Case of the One-Eyed Tiger. This is a Corgi Case file, book 1 in the series by J.M. Pool, and it is my Kindle read for the month. I said I had, on my goal list, I wanted to read more books that were on my Kindle, and this is one I'd really been excited to get around to because I follow Mr. Pool on a podcast. He is part of the sci-fi and fantasy marketing podcast, and I really enjoy them as a group, and I wanted to read their individual books. So I bought a book from each of the people in the podcast, and this is the one I chose to read from Mr. Pool. I am not going to hold this the whole time, I don't think, because it's not in color. My Kindle is really old, so it's not much to see, but that's kind of the basic look of the cover. It would be brilliant and pretty if it was in color, and I might go ahead and try to insert a full color picture after this at some point that you can get the full effect of it. So I'm gonna put this away now. So let's talk about the book. So the basic premise is Zach is recently widowed. His wife died in a car accident, and he is really mourning her loss. He doesn't really know what to do with himself. And he gets notice that his wife's aunt has passed away, leaving her/them a house and a winery in Oregon. Now, he's living in Arizona at the time. And Zach decides that, all around him are memories of his wife, and he really just does need to start over. So he goes to town, to Oregon, to start over at this aunt's estate. Almost immediately, he has a dog hoisted on him, a little corgi named Sherlock. Even though he's never owned a dog and doesn't really want to own a dog, has no idea how to own a dog. And then very quickly as well, he becomes a murder suspect. There is a murder of an assistant in an art gallery, and a valuable painting, the tiger eye thing, has been taken, and they think he did it, even though he keeps saying, "I'm new to town, why would I do it? I just got here, I haven't even been to my aunt's house yet." So he has to basically prove that he didn't commit the murder, and that he shouldn't go to jail after just getting into town. In fairness, he's not much of a detective, and it is Sherlock who does most of the detecting work. Okay, so my rating for this is 4 out of 5, but I did want to be really clear that that was because of enjoyment and not necessarily because I think it's a brilliant book. I really loved the narrator. I really loved the narrative voice. I really loved the dog. I had a blast reading it, but I did want to be clear that the mystery was kind of meh. I'm hoping to see better mysteries in future books, but for an entertainment factor, for just the kind of book that I'm enjoying reading, even if the mystery was kind of lackluster, I really did enjoy this. If you enjoy dogs and kind of a funny narrative voice, you might give it a try. If you're looking for an amazing mystery, this one wasn't it, at least not for me. So some of the things I loved about Zach's character is he's not a traditional cozy mystery protagonist, mostly because he's a man, and he's a middle-aged man. So he's a middle-aged man who's a bit overweight, and he is also not like a macho guy, and I really love that. I don't think we see enough sensitive males written by males. Mr. Pool is, his name is Jeff, so he writes J.M. Pool for his corgis and Jeff Pool for his science fiction fantasy, not sure which. I was less interested in that. I was like, corgis and mysteries, no brainer which ones I'm getting. So, but I really loved how it was a very sensitive male character, but written by a male. And that's not something I think we see nearly enough. This character is legit mourning his wife and legit having feelings and loves his dog. And just, it was a great experience to see a healthy masculinity come out that wasn't all I'm gonna kick butt and all alpha male. It was very much like, man, I'm devastated. I don't want to take off my ring. I know my wife would want me to move on, but I don't know how. And, I've got this dog and now I want to protect the dog when bad things happen. And it was just very cute. And as a character driven story, I really enjoyed it. And of course, Sherlock is adorable. He's a corgi and I love corgis. I love dogs in general. And the bond that they form really early is absolutely cute. I believe the author actually does have dogs, and it certainly seems like, he explores that dog owner bond a lot. There is a little bit of a romance, but it doesn't get in the way, and it is like a cozy, so it's clean, and there's not like a ton of looking desirously at people, which is nice too, because sometimes when you have that male protagonist, it can get kind of, sexual, and this didn't feel sexual. So, I do look forward to reading more books in the series, and I highly recommend it if you're like looking for a fun author voice, looking for a nice, cute dog mystery. Again, the mystery itself wasn't spectacular. It was okay, and the people had decent motives, but the dog was the one that was mostly uncovering the clues, and I don't know. I don't necessarily read cozy mysteries super duper for the mystery, but this one still was kind of like a little bit below the average for a mystery. But everything else was so fun in the book that I really enjoyed it despite that. So, recommend if you enjoy it. Funny, cute mysteries. Definitely worth it for the male protagonist and the dog. Ooh, sorry, my nose is itchy. And that's really all I have to say about that one. So, social media is below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you next time. Bye.